myself locked inside my own paradise of imagination, uh, only to do my art and enjoy it, and not to think of anything else but the shapes I have in my mind. But after that, and since an artist usually deals with forms and shapes and what he sees, when the bombing started, my wife was insisting that we should leave Baghdad to find a safer haven for ourselves and the children. And I refused and told her that when my children would grow up, they would need to know about what happened. And I don't want them to hear about it from someone else. I want them to hear about it from me and to be a first-hand witness. So I decided to stay in the city and to know as much as I can about what's going on, until suddenly I found myself working as a journalist who would usually seek troubles. Yes?
As an Iraqi now currently residing in America, how do you view the United States involvement with starting a war in
Iraq? A man once asked me in Baghdad, who was a tribal sheikh, he said, "Why are you working with the media? You are a traitor for your fellow citizens. You're working with the Western media, and they are the invaders." And I said, look, what the media is telling right now about the Iraqis is that they're all what they called at that time Alibabas. Alibabas means a thief. People who are just stealing their own properties, burning their own country building. Looters, ignorant, savage, barbarians. And they're not showing the other side of this society, which is that there are lots of Iraqis who are society builders and people who are smart and capable of building, not only destroying. So I think it's someone should do it, and I chose, since I had the chance to work with the media, to do this job. So even in the diaries I used to write, I was trying to tell the American people about who the Iraqis are and how they think and how they're living, how they used to live and how they are living right now. So after coming to the States, I found that there were lots of Americans who opposed the war. They didn't like it. Something that most Iraqis do not understand or cannot imagine. They think that all Americans want to go to war, want to destroy Iraq. They have a goal in that. Maybe it's the oil or something else. But what they really know is that there are American troops in the country, and these people are the only Americans they have seen. They don't know that there are other Americans in the States who are just family members, people who go to work every day, raise their children, and try to enjoy life. So this is also going to be an experience for me, because I used to tell stories from Iraq to the Americans. Now I'm going to tell stories to the Iraqis about what I saw in the American. Yes?
Obviously, places in the Middle East like Iraq and stuff.
I'm sorry, I can't hear very well.
Obviously, places in the Middle East like Iraq and places like that are very sensitive to anything that has to do with like Islam. I saw the other day that a journalist at Ware got arrested for asking about women's rights in like Islam and stuff like that. So I was wondering, as a journalist, do you find that you ever censor yourself based on like how people think over there about their religion and you might offend them?
This journalist you're talking about, he was arrested by whom?
I'm not sure. I just like kind of read, skimmed over a headline.
When you say the word arrested, I imagine that he was arrested by government forces.
I don't know the details of it. But I'm
Should be. Nobody has the power except the government. So this tells you that it's the government ideology This is how they run things. This is how they think that things should go on. It's not it's not only a dictatorship that used to exist in Iraq. There are other dictatorships all over the Arab world. And in order to be a dictator, then you should have people following you, and you should make sure that they are loyal to you all the way. And this cannot happen unless you execute a certain agenda that would guarantee for you this loyalty. Sometimes this agenda is political, sometimes it's religious. It depends on the kind of, on the country we're talking about. In Iraq, under Saddam, it was political. Saddam used to warn people all the time from the faraway enemy who's trying to take over Iraq and conquer it. This enemy used to be usually the United States, because it's the superpower in the world, and Israel, because they are close to Iraq and have nuclear weapons. So if I tell someone that, be careful, there's an enemy who's trying to take your country, take your wealth, and maybe kill you. And I'm the only one who knows how to fight this enemy, how to stand against him, and how to lead a war if it happens. So they make you feel endangered all the time, under threat all the time, and you have to trust them. You have to follow what they're saying. And this country we're talking about religious, they try to tell the people that there's a crusade campaign going on against them. People who are trying to destroy Islam, people who are trying to manipulate people's minds and make them forget about the religion. Religion should have rules. These rules should be followed, and it should not be changed. So if anyone would come and ask about something relates to Islam, then you should be careful about what you say to him, and you should know who he is at the beginning and what his goals are before answering. Otherwise, Islam is in danger. You have to be careful. You have to be worried all the time, and you have to follow your leaders' instructions. This is how it goes. There is no freedom of speech. There is no freedom of mind in the Arab world. Usually everything is controlled. Even if you want to have an email account, for example. Back before 2003, internet was controlled by the government. If I want to start an email account on Yahoo, for example, then I can't, because it's forbidden by the government. It's controlled. If I want to have an email account, then I should go to a government building and ask them to set up an email account for me, and they would ask for my name, my address, my phone number, my job, and the emails I will send or receive are going to be all monitored. So this can tell you about how people are being controlled in months all the time. Yes.
You said you talked about, like, the resistance from the fellow Iraqis about you working with American media.